So I believe that we should do what is right and contribute our quota to make that society a better place to live. Mankind in this part of the world, especially in this part of Africa, has that knack for towing the line of least resistance. I do what I call cynical, or what my father calls cynical. They don't want to struggle too much to get something great. They want something great fast, but yet they don't want to go to the extra mile to get it. I believe that the decadence in modern society, especially in the developing countries, is something that is quite deplorable to the rational mind. And I believe that it's very important for all to understand the importance, the significance of a sense of belonging of people in that society, in that particular society. People should be allowed to participate in their lives. The society should extend. There should be a society that have human face. The society that talk to everyone. The society that carry everyone around, not to the detriment of everyone. The society that believe in universal prosperity. I sincerely believe in universal prosperity, and that is the aim of this Kulima Confidence TV, because I believe that poverty can be eradicated in this part of the world. I think that is very important. We should do it. We believe in it. It's something that I've always wanted to do, that to believe that in the society where you live, everybody should be happy. Everybody should be prosperous. We have the resources to do it. Modern technology, modern society has provided a lot of buffers, leverage for all to be able to extend our exploit even beyond the stratosphere, even beyond the empyrean height, that we can do so much more than we think we can do. I do not believe every mankind on the surface of the earth should be poor. Everybody should be rich. At least universal prosperity is achievable. If people don't believe that universal capitalism is achievable, I believe that universal prosperity is achievable. Even more than what we think. Within the confines of conventional macroeconomics that the white has bequeathed to the world entirely, it baffles me and makes me sad when I notice people in my society are so poor. And there is nothing that they can do about it. They tell you that poverty is normal. You have to live with it. It is this car, the toxic asset in people's life, which I believe it can be bought. In the way you can settle and bail out banks from their distress, or buy toxic asset from banks and therefore strengthen them. I believe that the society we to live is something that we should cherish so much more. And the issue of Buccaneer justice will be tackled very, very important. It is very, very important. I know that universal prosperity possible. That's why I divide Kulima Profinance TV in 2011. I mean, I started with my blogging in 2011, and then later I've added this YouTube channel to it. I believe that it's something that we can do. Society all over the world have to think about making every human being free from poverty. Poverty is a cause, it's an imprecation, it's a malediction that should not be allowed to live with man. Every man has his own God given talent that can be fully exploited for everybody to be happy. To make the world a better place to live, they try to contrive my own macroeconomic ideology, which I call Mazolism, which I've written a lot about. Trying to publish the book, looking for a publisher to help me popularize the book. I've been able to launch my cutting remarks on Western macroeconomic ideology, which does not sit well with me, because I believe that the those macroeconomic authorities does not work for the world, essentially for the developing country that have a lot of issue of poverty, misery, wretched people all over the place. Poverty is the principal problem in the developing country, not inflation. I've always argued with you, a friend of mine. I've come to realize that that's why I propounded my Mazulism as a way out. It's very important because we know that society in which we live, nothing is impossible. With the advent of modern technology over the last 500 years, breathtaking pace, jaw-dropping, eye-popping development have taken the world by force. I think that it's also possible to realize that this technology can be used to remove poverty from the life of human being and make the world that we can make the world a paradise on earth. Look at the beautiful places in advanced countries. Why can't they extend it to other developing countries? But because the developing countries have no leaders, really the dark continent of Africa to which I belong. That is why I set up my company, Waiko, which I'm trying to launch. And a virtually very bigger institution dedicated to the United Nations. I call it Waiko. It can eradicate poverty of the world in 60 months. Turn the world into a paradise in 60 months. But starting from my country, Nigeria, in which I believe poverty can be eradicated in 60 months. Turn Nigeria into a New York, much more beautiful in 60 months. I mean, making Nigeria GDP jump more than 100 times to about $50 trillion from the current $510 billion, which it is. I think that is possible. So I've been able to come up with Marxism to counter Keynesian theories, counter neoliberal orthodoxies, counter monetarism, counter all the classical, neoclassical, virtually all the entire edifice or Western macroeconomic ideology, which I believe is actually an anathema to eradication of world poverty. So I base, instead of inflation, I base my thesis on how to eradicate poverty. I've seen a lot of people that have talked about eradication of poverty, but their thesis is nothing to write home about. So the essence of a Kule microfinance, if you go to my blog, www.kulemicrofinanceblogspot.org, which I have like more than 6,000 essays and draft there, I've written a lot about how to eradicate poverty, and I wrote a book, New Marxism, How to Conquer World Poverty, which is my first ebook that I'm trying to push to the world that it's possible to eradicate poverty in the world and make everybody prosperous. I know it is not possible in the developing countries, especially Black Africa, because of bad leadership and all that, misuse and abuse of power. So that's why I now set up Weku to fill poor country with resources, wealth. If they cannot manage their country well, then we can set up Weku, much more powerful than the United Nations. It generates more than $10 trillion for every year. And it's going to be broad-based that every country of the world will come to Lagos to sign that agreement, which I call the New World Order. Universal capitalism is possible for universal prosperity. I think that that is the way out. Then WICO will be injecting wealth to poor countries if they cannot manage their property, and put alternative investment governance for people to be able to develop what they think they should be able to do. I think that is possible in the society in which we live, because we are the embodiment of that society in which we live. Society must live its life in the same way, and Homo sapiens must live its life. That's very important. This is very important because an amazing contribution to the society in which we love to live. I just believe that the society has to live its life, because there's no other thing than for you to live its life. If it does not live its life, then the average Homo sapiens in that society automatically bleeds to death. I believe in the society in which we live. We have an amazing life to live, and everyone must contribute his quota to make the society a better place to live. It's very important, believing that the task of development is something that must be taken holistically within the context of universal development, not a partial development that have been dismantled from the very essence of its goal by the so-called buccaneer of justice, who do not believe that it is possible, that they believe that poverty, no, even in the United States, you see poor people, before whites are begging for food. And you tend to have to bamboozle yourself with what you see. And sometimes to be gobsmacked. Why in America do you have poverty? It is nothing to know about. I think that it is very important for us to be able to understand that the importance, the significance, the preponderance of building a nation that's a capacity building. We understand that it must indoctrinate itself with the wealth, the means of creating universal wealth, the means of creating universal capitalism for the purpose of universal prosperity. And that is what I have done in my macroeconomic thesis. I believe it is possible. This TV will be showing about the importance of a society that is poverty free. Most of the video in subsequent time will be basically how to improve our slum, strength, wealth, show you pictures of slums in my country and above. That is very important because we know that society how to live his life is something that must be preponderant to the development of the society itself. You don't have to be amazed by what you see, the indecency of society, the institutional infractions everywhere, the bottlenecks, institutional bottlenecks that you have noticed. Very important. Whether in society what we want to do. We believe in a society, or those who believe in that society with the mold of history, those who mold the history of the nation, those who mold the history of their people. The importance of building a society goes beyond what the marginal interests, the vested interest will have to understand. They will have to see with it that it is possible for everyone in that society, irrespective, regardless of where we come from. They can live the life they want to live and they be able to do, contribute their meaningful, have that sense of belonging, participatory enough to be able to condescend to their level and make sure that universal prosperity can be garnered for universal capitalism. I believe that's very well. That is why I've set up this channel for people to see what poverty is all about, the evil in poverty, and the implication of the society of man. Very important that we should remove that deviation from our sense that it is possible for the society to live their life, just like an average Homo sapien must live his life. Very important. I do believe that very much. That is why we have set up this channel for evaluation of imperative that is available for us to be able to contribute our quota towards making the society have a human face that is universally appealing to everyone, regardless of where they come from, their culture, tribes, and ethnicity, ethnography. I don't want to believe that racial jingoists ought to scot with this chance. They ought not to. They need not to. And it's very important for us to understand the strategic imperative for building a society that has a touch for everyone. That universal prosperity is possible beyond the confines of what you think it is not. And that is why we have set up this channel. I believe it is possible. It's an inevitable. It's unavoidable in this part of the world, in which innovation is derided, innovation is jettisoned. When you talk about innovation, you see people looking at you like a fool. They look at you like a stramier. They look at you like a buffoon. They look at you like a moron. They see you like dissidents. And that is not do good for our society which we live. You have to believe that, and you don't have to be gobsmacked by the means of making development spread to everyone, irrespective of their status, their ways, nationalities, whatever. That is the aim of this thing.